Our cameras caught the Clippers arriving at their building and coming through the tunnel with a lot of style and confidence. And the game arrival, sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. The view high above our broadcast location tonight, the Staples Center in Los Angeles. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to 2K Sports and another exciting edition of NBA basketball. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining us tonight, Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. And reporting from the sidelines, our very own David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Head coach Quinn Snyder is trying to help the Jazz break through in a crowded Western Conference. Snyder said, "There's always challenges, and I'm comfortable with adversity. I just want to keep the right perspective. I've got something that I love to do." And Kevin, he is one of the biggest reasons the Jazz is always a factor.
He is doing a great job. Thank you, DA. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Look at Utah. They've had a very slow start to the season so far, down in the bottom half of the conference. And, of course, the Clippers. They're looking to turn it around down at the bottom of the conference now.
Yeah, and when I look at the Clippers, they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
All talk, no walk. Simple as that. They just don't match up with the better teams in the NBA.
The starters for the Utah Jazz, Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. Inside, we have Ingles and Gobert, and it's O'Neal in at the 3. And for Los Angeles, we've got Patrick Beverley. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then it's Ivica Zubac, and it's George in at the 2.
Guys, when you think about the Jazz, you are talking about an elite defensive unit. Rudy Gobert in the middle, the defensive player of the year, and the guys around him are committed to the scheme and outstanding individual defenders.
Now, here's Ingles. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Ingles finds Gobert. Over Morris. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And the Jazz very disciplined at the defensive end.
Now, Kevin, you have a veteran squad with the anchor Rudy Gobert, one of the elite shot blockers in the entire league. And this is a group that's so important here. They defend without fouling.
First free throw is good. I'll grade the Clippers signing of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, the grand finale of the wildest summer in NBA free agent history.
A ton of big moves. You think of the star players who've changed teams, 1/3 of the league's all-NBA selections, and 5 out of 10 of the reigning all-star starters. In the end, we saw 7 players who've changed teams, signing for over $100 million each. Put that in perspective, only 8 players had ever done that in league history.
Now, here's George. And the pass to Leonard over O'Neal. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by George.
All-stars make this kind of shot. Contested jumper, no problem.
Conley scanning the floor. Pass to Gobert. Kicks it to O'Neal. Conley against Beverley. Conley's shot is off. And so George will bring it up for Los Angeles. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Donovan Mitchell.
You can see the kind of savvy Kawhi Leonard plays with. This guy makes the defense commit and gets himself to the foul line.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
The first one falls. Doris, teams sometimes struggle right out of the blocks. When do they generally hit, in your opinion, the panic button?
Well, let's hope the panic button doesn't get hit for anybody, Kevin. But the one thing that would concern any team, obviously, is injury to a star, either an established star or a rookie they're trying to get good minutes for. But, boy, if you're hitting the panic button this early, look out.
But the one thing is, Doris, you can really kind of rectify the situation because of the length of the regular season.
No doubt, Kevin. An NBA year affords plenty of opportunities to find your footing.
Now, here's Mitchell. Playing Sacramento, he was nearly unstoppable. Knocks it loose. Conley with the three. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound. And it's the Clippers' ball. Last time they met was in Salt Lake City, Utah, where they fell to the Jazz.
Yeah, and their last time playing against this club, they fell short. A lot of cheap fouls really plagued their starting unit.
You know, you try to establish consistent substitution patterns. It helps you stay in a rhythm, and they had to go to their bench much too early.
So it's Utah now. The Clippers getting the bucket. Nice shot by Gobert.
I tell you, increasingly able to contribute on the offensive end, and that's a problem. Rudy Gobert doing work.
George, that's a two-pointer. The shot, no good.
Listen, we know the mid-range game is in this guy's arsenal, but you wonder, should he have moved it just one pass more?
And the rejection by Zubac. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And Utah has possession. Ingles passes to Conley. Dishes to Gobert. He kicks it to Mitchell. Just 5 on the clock. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Boy, nothing you can do about that. Mitchell is just simply that good, converting over aggressive defense.
Here's George. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Doris, you can't say enough about the defense of Paul George. I mean, he is absolutely terrific on that end of the floor.
That is in addition to being an all-NBA level offensive performer. So you think about what Paul George brings on the defensive end. The on-ball defense is incredible. He knows when to help off on drives. This guy is easily one of the best defenders at his position, if not the best.
Free throw good, Paul George. And hard to believe that gruesome injury Paul George suffered, what was it now, 5 years ago. Wow.
It's incredible, Kevin, to think for a player to come back from what we expected to be a devastating injury. This is an incredible story for Paul George. He took the time he needed, and consider last year, for much of the season, he was very much involved in that MVP conversation. You want to contest this guy's shot, but you absolutely don't want to send him to the line. He will make you pay.
Clarkson against George. And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. Here's Gobert. A 29-point game for him in the win against the Kings in Sacramento.
Yeah, but his shot blocking was a factor as well. 3 on the game, just a major presence on the D.
This guy is a perennial all-defensive team member. The wingspan, a problem for offensive players.
From 11 feet away, and George gets it to go.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Now here's Conley. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Kings in Sacramento. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by George. And it's 6 points for Leonard.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Gobert finds Clarkson. Now Conley, defended by George. And it's denied. And it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here. Gobert, the pass to Conley.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
This is a quarter he'd rather forget. This guy just can't seem to get the lid off of that bucket.
Now, here is O'Neal. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Gobert with it. Oh, the lob to Gobert. Morris with the rebound.
And he saw the play develop, but the pass just wasn't there.
It was a really good thought for sure, but the lob has got to be better than that.
And the ability to stretch the floor from the power forward spot doors becoming almost a requirement. That's worked out well for Marcus Morris.
Boy, when he comes into the league, Kevin, 2011, he was viewed as that classic tweener. That at one point was a negative level. The game has now shifted his direction because of his versatility.
And the first one drops.
Boy, guys, you think about it. A very respectable 50 wins for the Jazz last year. That's a 5 seed in the absolute brutal West. But now what do you think? The playoffs, when it counts the most, you bowed out in 5 games to the Houston Rockets.
And both free throws good for Paul George. And the Jazz front office said, we have a very good team, but we don't have a great team. So with that in mind, Doris, how do they get there?
Well, I think, Kevin, obviously you begin with Donovan Mitchell, who had experienced some growing pains in year 2. You have to adjust to having that bullseye on your back.
Now, here is O'Neal. He's still scoreless so far in this one. 2 on the clock. Ingles, that's for 2. Drained for 2 points.
And how about the terrific use of the crossover there to just throw the defender off balance?
Now, here's Beverly. He's coming off a 10-point game against San Antonio, and it's good for 2.
And that's an example of playing big, adapting to the situation.
Well, major height disadvantage. He recognizes that and still able to score it.
To the right side. Conley against Beverly. Right side, Conley. 16 feet away. And it's off the back rim. No good.
He's so frustrated. Hasn't had a make all game. It's making it very difficult for them to find any success.
And that one's good. Beverly.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Jazz trail by 10. Conley, the pass to Gobert. Clarkson looking for an opening. He feeds it to Conley. Passes it to O'Neal. And the rejection by Leonard.
Well, tremendous intimidation and shot blocking by Kawhi Leonard. How nice is that?
Out to Morris. Pass to Zubac. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz. Doris, what's the best combination of inside-outside basketball you see offensively now?
Well, 2 guys really come to mind immediately for me. It's Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis, because both men can face up and knock down shots in a legitimate enough fashion that you've got to get out and contest those guys. But the other side of this is they can play in the post and be a legitimate back-to-the-basket force who you've got to guard with more than one guy. I mean, how exciting, Kevin, are Joel and AD to watch play?
They are thrilling. I would agree. For the Clippers, Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Landry Shamet comes in for Marcus Morris. Lou Williams is subbed in for Paul George. The Jazz also changing it up. Ed Davis is checked in for Joe Ingles. George Niang comes in for Royce O'Neal. And Emmanuel Mudiay subbed in for Mike Conley. There's the pass to Clarkson. Green against Mudiay. Got a piece of it. Fires top of the key. They get it again. Gobert uses the glass to finish the layup. Gobert's got 6 points.
I love it when Rudy Gobert crashes the offensive glass, uses those long arms to great advantage.
Williams outside. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Clarkson against Leonard. Second chance shot. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
This, to me, is when Clarkson is at his best. When he's pushing the action, being aggressive, it carries over to the rest of the team, guys.
Occupying that instant offense role, Doris, Jordan Clarkson able to get his shot anytime.
No doubt, Kevin. He's a little bit of a streaky scorer. The challenge is on the defensive end. That's where he has to really improve if he's going to stay on the floor and impact winning.
First one falls for him. Doris, we've both been very public in our admiration for LeBron, the face of the league, for so many years. When he retires, and we're approaching that date, who do you think might step up and take his place as the face of the NBA?
Well, probably the most likely candidate is the new and reigning MVP, and that's Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is an absolute physical force. He's put on 50 pounds. He's getting more and more skilled. When he adds that three-point shot as a consistent weapon and gets to an in-between game, he will be impossible to guard. Kawhi Leonard, he is now sort of taking over as a multi-time winner of the Finals MVP, and certainly a player guys want to play with. So just a couple of possibilities there, Kev.
So it's the Jazz now. Kawhi Leonard unable to get his shot to go. Here's Gobert. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. Gobert's got his third basket of the night right there. Los Angeles leading by 9. Jackson kicks to Green. Back to Jackson. Three-pointer. Hits the three-point bomb.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
No doubt, Greg. On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
And here's Mudiay. After Reggie Jackson was able to get the triple, Mudiay with the basket.
Boy, Mudiay, tough shot through contact. That is nice.
Jackson passes to Green. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Got a hand on it. There's a minute left to play in the first. Here's Niang. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
Pass to Shamet. Feeds it to Leonard. Shamet kicks to Williams. The tray. Gobert with the block.
An intimidating force who continues to wipe away shots with ease. Go to work, Rudy Gobert.
"26 seconds left here in the first quarter. Now Clarkson. He had 25 points in the win against the Kings in Sacramento. Six on the shot clock. from deep three-point range. That one doesn't go. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. It wasn't an immediate star turn for Mike Conley in the NBA. He talked about that journey.
The ups and downs of injuries and early on in my career not being able to be consistent enough to be considered a top guard in the league and making myself work that much harder to get my game to a level where I feel that I can compete against anybody in the league. And that's what I'm most proud of, is just being able to withstand that.
Great work ethic is the key. Conley stayed at it.
And a player that's known for keeping his composure, that helps also. He weathered those early challenges and just stayed positive.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And so in the game for the Jazz, Davis is out there with Gobert. Then it's Moutier. Then it's Donovan Mitchell. And it's Niang in at the three. The Los Angeles Clippers come into this one following a loss to the Spurs.
Yeah, so close in that one, but that's of no solace to the players. They played their hearts out.
You know what, Greg? Sometimes you play a great game and lose. What you hope happens, though, is it toughens them up a bit mentally, and they figure out how to close it out next time.
Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket for Mitchell.
Well, the ability to rise and fire in catch-and-shoot situations, he keeps the defenders off balance.
Williams can't get it to go.
It's all about the defense right there. Without that level of activity, he probably scores it.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, coming into the 2017 draft, Donovan Mitchell wasn't sure he was ready for the NBA. Mitchell said, "I worked out in the summer with Paul George and Chris Paul, and they were the ones who convinced me to keep my name in the draft. They said, look, you're good enough. Just go out there and show it." Kevin, through a couple of seasons in Utah, that's exactly what Mitchell has done.
He has made an instant impact on the NBA and the Jazz. DA, thank you. Here's Jackson. Rudy Gobert picking up that last basket. Here's Shamet. A three-pointer off the mark. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by.
Well, the Jazz's Quinn Snyder has become one of the most respected head coaches in the league. And think, guys, a player poll even had him ranked 7th among coaches they'd like to play for. And consider he's in Utah. That is not exactly a free agent destination.
Now Leonard, following the three-point attempt by Donovan Mitchell. Outside for Jackson. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Jackson's got 6.
Well, Kawhi Leonard's passing skills have developed over the years, and if you give him that much attention, he'll find his teammates.
Moutier dishes to Mitchell. Passes it to Davis. Good on the shot. And Doris, what is it, do you think, about Quinn Snyder that gives rise to that respect?
Well, you think about it. He played the game at a high level, of course, collegiately at Duke. He has paid his dues as a coach. He's got tremendous intellect for the game. And there's this growth mindset with him. He's always looking at himself. How can I get better?
Los Angeles making a switch here. Morris is checked in. And Utah with a change here, too. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Gobert. Pass to Morris. Now Williams. Over Mitchell. Williams can't hit.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Mitchell outside. Ingles against Morris. The pass to Niang. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game. Los Angeles leading by 4. Outside Jackson. Shoots from the right block. The rebound by the Jazz. They are right on the brink of taking the lead.
This is an absolutely critical juncture in this game.
You know what I love about Donovan Mitchell? He is just as great off the court as he is on. This guy is engaging. He's self-aware. He is the real deal.
And he knocks down the first one. And with his dad working with Major League Baseball players, Mitchell was rubbing elbows with guys making millions. He saw some players who stayed humble and others who didn't. And you know what, Doris? I think it made an impression.
And I think, Kevin, if you listen to Donovan, he talks about how his parents impressed upon him the importance of how you treat people. So even with all the success, it's not going to this young man's head. He is so grounded.
Doris, if you had to list a player with all the great talent in this league that's the most difficult to stop one-on-one, who would that be?
Well, like in similar situations, I can't give you just one. Some names that come immediately to mind, James Harden, obviously, has been in the MVP race for 5 years running, I think. He's virtually impossible to guard, right? He's got a great system for his individual skills. Kevin Durant can get any shot he wants at any time. And then the virtuoso that is LeBron James, who can pick you apart with shooting, with scoring, with passing. He's really nothing short of remarkable.
They get it back, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
No doubt those extra possessions can really add up against you when you do not take care of the defensive glass.
The Jazz have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. One of the most voracious rebounders per minute in the NBA. Ed Davis out of North Carolina. Terrific player.
Well, he is, Kevin. He put in a ton of time in the weight room. His Portland teammates actually used to tease him and call him Shirt Off Ed. He has bulked up and likes to throw his weight around inside now.
Now, here is O'Neal. Paul George unable to get his shot to go.
Terrific instincts on offense. Love how Conley lets the game come to him naturally.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
And the question they're going to have to answer to me is it a problem with the scheme or is it a problem with matchups?
Here to see the numbers for Reggie Jackson. Some last season stats for him. He put up about 15 points a game last season, 4 assists and 2 rebounds. And when he takes over at the point, he really keeps the offense flowing.
Well, this is a guy who brings a solid skill set. Excellent ball handler, high level of playmaking, the perfect backup point.
Now, here is Morris. Their offense, stone cold. Another miss there. Outside Conley. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen. And now a look at the upcoming schedule for the Utah Jazz. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Philadelphia 76ers. And then on Friday, they'll be matching up against Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. Pass to Morris. The dish now to Jackson. Back to Morris.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
And it's the Jazz's ball. They're on a 16-5 run. Conley, the pass to Davis. Mitchell outside. Stolen by Beverly. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last.
Still Clippers ball.
And the Jazz making a change here. Clarkson's checked in. Jackson passes to George. Yes, that goes in. George has got 8 points.
We are talking about a proficient, efficient scorer in Paul George. Go to work, sir.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
Outside Conley. Passes to Clarkson. Just 5 to shoot. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. And Utah has possession. They trail by 1. Clarkson kicks to Conley. 5 to shoot. Tries from 10, and it's sent back by Morris.
Well, Marcus Morris, the frame and the length to block shots, that's pretty.
Here's Jackson, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
That's his first.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Jackson. And for the last half-decade, Reggie Jackson has been good for about 15 points a game.
And that is about the consistency you can expect from Jackson. He's always been a talent. The key for him is just staying on the floor.
Jackson hits both of them.
And Reggie Jackson, the former 24th pick by the Thunder, wasn't content to back up Westbrook. He basically forced his way out in search of a larger role.
Now, here's Clarkson. Pass to Conley. Here's Ingles. He dishes it to Davis. And here's Conley outside. Doesn't go that time. And the Clippers will go the other way with it.
I'll tell you, it feels all night like this guy's been forcing shots, rushing shots. He's really struggling on the offensive end.
That one good for 2. And that's 10 points for Paul George.
Well, you have to respect the focus of Paul George, not letting the defense alter his shot.
Conley against Jackson. Davis dishes to Conley. Back to Davis. O'Neal kicks to Conley. A three-pointer is right on target. Conley's got 5.
It's Conley's ability to hit the long ball that makes him such an asset. Stretches the floor and creates space.
Now, here's Zubac. The pass to Jackson. Zubac trying to break loose, and Jackson gets it to go. 10 points for him.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And the Jazz call time here. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. And the Clippers making a change here. Leonard's checked in. Gobert, he's checked in for the Jazz. On the wing, Ingles. Covered by Morris. A minute 20 left here in the second. Gobert, the pass to Conley. And it's sent back by Morris. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Well, while we have a second, let's show you the list of players who put up the most points last year. Second is Paul George.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
Now, here's Beverly. He's got 6. Here's Leonard, again, Los Angeles.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Here's Clarkson. Outside Conley. Over Beverly. The Jazz again can't hit it.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Leonard, the pass to Morris. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And a breakthrough season for Marcus Morris in 2018 and 19. Career highs almost across the board.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. JaMychal Green comes in for Ivica Zubac. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly. The Jazz also changing it up. George Niang comes in for Joe Ingles, and it's Moutier in for Mike Conley.
One shot.
Marcus Morris has proven that he can be effective in any system in the NBA, understands his role as a stretch 4.
Now, here's Moutier. And here's Clarkson. Shot to stop the run. Moutier, no good. And now here comes Williams leading the break. And it falls over the rim and in. Williams has got 5 now.
There's a real knack for understanding when a guy is uncovered, and Paul George's court awareness on display right there. Beautiful.
Clarkson with the ball. With some arc, and the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Here with head coach Quinn Snyder. Coach, what adjustments are you going to do in the second half?
You just got to keep playing, keep taking the shots, and that's not the issue as much as us not executing on offense. And when we don't score, sometimes our defense lags as well.
Everybody wants to see the ball go in the basket first, right? Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. I'm Ernie Johnson, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. From the get-go, it was the Clippers who came out strong. Their biggest lead of the opening period during a very exciting run was all the way up to 13 points. After a solid quarter of play, they held a 10-point lead. Then in quarter number 2, they actually increased their intensity to pull further out in front, finishing with a double-digit advantage at the half. And let us get your thoughts, big fella, on the Clippers.
Well, the offense is running on all cylinders. Guys are focused, executing, not playing outside of themselves. That's why their shooting percentage was so high. You see it up there, Ernie, in the stratosphere. Anyway, they're mixing things up, which keeps the defense scrambling.
Kenny, what do you have to say about the Jazz?
Their inaccuracy from behind the arc was brutal. Shot selection, I didn't see any. The perimeter offense they're running, you could scrap that. They need to get back to the basics. Pound it inside, more pick and roll. Try to pick up some easy buckets in transition.
And that's going to do it for our halftime show, sadly. Third quarter about to start. See you again after the final.
Horn. Oh, buzzer.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
I don't know that you necessarily think of him as someone who's going to create for others, but boy, all night he's been willing to make the extra pass.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Ivica Zubac is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. That's who's out there for the Clippers.
Well, Rudy Gobert stands 7'1", and he's an unselfish guy. It puts the pass on the money.
And so here are the Clippers following the 3-pointer by Utah. And George kicks to Beverley. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession.
And let's see some of the numbers here for Paul George. Last season, he played outstanding. He was around 28 points a game, 8 rebounds, and just over 2 steals. And you love his anticipation. All those steals, he's always a step ahead, reading plays before they develop.
There's a sneakiness, a craftiness. You think he's not watching, and suddenly he's taking the ball in the other direction.
Beverley for 3. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 7 rebounds in the game. George against Ingles. Moutier looking around. That one, no good. Good work defensively by Morris. From deep, George. Ingles with the rebound.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Morris against Conley. Here's Moutier. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Zubac has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And that one's good, George.
What you love about Paul George is if he understands he's got his game in rhythm, he's going to stay aggressive.
Pass to Moutier. And here's Conley outside. It's hauled in by Beverly.
All right, time now to pick it up. You're 1 for 4, and you certainly don't want to give your opponent momentum.
2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Here's George, and plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. Utah called for the foul.
Now, you have got to give Paul George so much respect. He's just amazing at drawing contact when he's shooting.
For Los Angeles, they have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9. And the first one at the line is good.
Well, I don't know that when he was selected 10th overall back in 2010, that the casual fan understood that Paul George would become one of the most effective two-way players in the NBA, but he's done just that.
Mitchell, he's checked in for Emmanuel Moutier. Good on both. And it's Conley with the ball for Utah. It's a 13-point game. They host the 76ers after this game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. And the rejection by Zubac.
Not how they hoped to start this half. 1 for 5, brick after brick. Let's start building the building.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Boy, you think back to the quadriceps injury that derailed almost all of the 2018 season for Kawhi Leonard. I'll tell you, he is back to peak form and reminding us that he is elite on both the offensive and defensive ends.
And he makes the first. And you talk about the best two-way player in the NBA. I think a lot of people, Doris, would put Kawhi Leonard at the top of that list.
Let's remember, Kawhi's a former Defensive Player of the Year, averaging over 25 points a game for a season. He doesn't necessarily wow you with his eye-popping athleticism, but the reality is this: Kawhi Leonard is a multi-time champion.
All free throws good from Kawhi Leonard.
How about Kawhi Leonard? How many guys in the history of their career can say, I was an NBA Finals MVP at 22 and then an NBA Finals MVP at 27? Simply incredible.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
And this is what the really good defensive players do. They anticipate and they're rarely fooled.
Well, the first thought from the D there was to protect the rim, so good idea to take the 3 in transition.
Utah calls timeout.
Trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, this is why you hate to lose momentum. It can be hard to get it back.
Let's take a look at the most efficient scorers in the NBA from last year's campaign. Rudy Gobert, number 1.
He didn't miss many easy chances last year, and he made the most of the tough ones as well. What a fantastic percentage.
Conley dishes to Mitchell. And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. They get a hand on it. Clock at 6. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. Landry Shamit's checked in for the Clippers. Just 4 to shoot. Gobert finds Conley from deep. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
And checking out some numbers for Gobert. Great showing for him last season. First in shooting percentage, third in blocks, and one of the league's most ferocious rebounders, always working. He was top 5 in that category.
And last year, he really was the poster boy for scoring efficiency. You could count on one hand the number of bad shots he took. Here's George. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Gobert, and the rejection by Zubac. Here's Shamet. From outside, off the mark. Jazz trail by 20. Now, here's Ingles. Gobert, the pass to Conley. To end the cold streak. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And over the course of his career, Mike Conley taking on more and more of the leadership mantle.
He's embraced it, Kevin, and he said letting his hair down was a way of letting go and just being confident in himself.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off. Greg, some folks suspected Conley might be moved when Memphis had a shot at drafting John Morant right before the draft that deal took place.
I'll tell you what, he looks to be a great fit in Utah. Can be that 3rd star the team needs to push them to the next level. Utah had to give up a fair sum to get him, but it was worth the risk.
And he's good on the second.
Still a solid point guard in this league. When Conley is healthy, he makes a considerable impact on both ends.
George against Ingles. George, no good.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
Now here's Conley. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. And Davis with the basket on the assist by Conley. Davis has got 7.
And he's a pure point guard with terrific vision. Conley finds open teammates at times before they realize they're open.
Zubac finds Jackson. Outside, George. Over Ingles. And George gets it to go. George has got 9 points here in the second half.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Jackson against Conley. With the tip, Davis on the follow. 9 points in the game so far.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. Now here's Jackson. Over Conley. Nails the baby hook. And 12 points for Reggie Jackson.
And those are the kinds of plays that are just killing them right now.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, one of the things that teams are more aware of in the age of analytics is the importance of sleep. Those teams are making adjustments. Morning shoot-arounds have been moved in some cases to the afternoon or eliminated altogether. There are many fewer teams that are taking red-eye flights across country. Some teams even give players orange-tinted glasses to encourage them to sleep. There's a lot of work to be done in this field, but the direction is clear.
Continuing to evolve. All right, David, thank you. And so Conley will bring the ball up for the Utah Jazz. Utah calls timeout. Paul George really making a difference here.
You've got to take a timeout, take a breath, and come up with a plan for how to stop this guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Jermichael Green, he's checked in for Zubac. And it's Williams in for Reggie Jackson. The Jazz also changing it up. George Niang comes in for Davis. And it's Clarkson in for Joe Ingles. Now here's Gobert. 10 points for him. Outside Conley. Back to Clarkson. Over George. Here's Gobert. Doesn't go for him. Great D that time from Leonard. Left side, George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 6 assists here tonight.
I'll tell you, the team is simply riding the hot hand. This guy has been lights out.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
On the wing, Mitchell. He's covered by Shamet. Gobert trying to get open. They grab their own miss.
And look at it, a significant portion of their offense coming on those second chance opportunities.
Williams against Conley. A flawless finish on the alley-oop.
When Kawhi Leonard is healthy, he can dominate both ends of the floor. Nice job to finish it there.
Here's Conley. He's got 6. In the corner, it's Clarkson. Sinks the three-pointer. Clarkson's got 5.
You simply must play better defense than that. This guy is too good from distance.
George up top. He's covered by Clarkson. Now Green still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And George gets it to go.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Here's Clarkson. Tries again. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
I'll tell you, individually, he is doing all he can. But right now, somebody's got to step in and support this guy. Rudy Gobert wears the number 27 to remind his doubters that that's where he was picked back in 2013.
Morris is checked in for Los Angeles. Emmanuel Mudiay's checked in for the Jazz.
One shot.
A free throw drops for Gobert. And Doris very focused on earning league-wide respect as Gobert.
Well, Rudy Gobert, I thought, deserved to be on the All-Star team last year. Obviously, that did not happen. The entire Jazz organization was outraged. He will be an All-Star in the future. He is that much of a force, and it begins on the defensive end for Rudy.
Now Clarkson following the three-point attempt by Lou Williams. A shot by Clarkson, no good. Clippers leading by 19 points. Right side, Williams. The rebound by the Jazz. Gobert's got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. On the wing, Mitchell. He's covered by Shamet.
This guy just can't find his rhythm, and you look up at the scoreboard, they absolutely need his productivity.
Mitchell in the corner. The Jazz working the ball around now.
Well, to me, it's critical that Mitchell continue to focus on hitting the guys who are open. We know he can score the ball.
There's 37 seconds left to play in the third. And it's George missing.
Boy, a clean, close look. What a missed opportunity.
Now, here's Mitchell. Tight defense on him. Right through the D for the layup. Mitchell's got 9.
There is a level of physicality, and the frame of Donovan Mitchell allows him to finish through contact.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Yeah, but just the second turnover of the game. I mean, overall, pretty meticulous offensively.
We've got 13 seconds left in the third. And here's Clarkson. From deep three-point range, and the last shot before the buzzer is off. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Los Angeles. He's at the quarter-century mark, 25 points for him in this game, as they have looked to him over and over to make things happen. Back to the action after this word. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
And, Greg, nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. And so Beverly will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And Utah looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Jordan Clarkson is out there with Emmanuel Mudiay. Then it's O'Neal. And it's Rudy Gobert. And it's Niang in at the 4. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
At the line for 2.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from O'Neal. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Clippers leading by 13. George with the ball. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
See, I don't think you can teach that. Paul George going right into contact. You love that aggressiveness.
At the line for 2.
That's good from George. And both free throws good for Paul George. Jazz trail by 15. Now, here's Clarkson. Pass to Gobert. Basket number 8 for him on 13 tries. That's 62% so far.
That's the mobility of Rudy Gobert. For a big man, boy, does he move fluidly.
Now here's Beverly. Pass to George. 13 feet away. O'Neal with the rebound.
Boy, defense nowhere to be found, and neither was his shot at that time.
Here's Clarkson. Green with the block. And they're able to recover. Clarkson kicks to O'Neal. Goes back up. And he lays it up and in. O'Neal's got 4 points in the quarter.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
The pass to Morris. Dishes to George. And it's Paul George with the finish.
Now, Paul George is an exceptional athlete and demonstrating his insane dunking skills there. Get this guy in the dunk competition.
Now here's Moutier. And no one near Clarkson as he lets it go. The basket good off the assist from Moutier.
Yeah, and they are living and dying from beyond the arc since halftime. It's a different look than what we saw in the first half.
George against O'Neal. Lets it go from 14. And that one's good, George. George has got 31.
Well, all night he has made an impact at the offensive end. Now he's trying to shut the door.
Pass to O'Neal. Jacks up a 3. The shot by Clarkson, no good. Los Angeles leading by 12. And George with the stuff.
And make no mistake, Paul George is a fierce finisher inside.
Here's Moutier. And there's the call on Lou Williams. That'll be his second foul of the game. Zubats is checked in for Green. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for the Jazz. Mitchell comes in for Moutier. Here's Gobert. Mitchell outside. 6 to shoot. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Was there any steal in the 2017 draft bigger than Donovan Mitchell? My goodness, guys, Utah looks like they found a franchise player with him.
I mean, to see a player his age come in and just be an elite scorer is impressive. Very explosive in transition, but also in the half court. Reminds you a bit of Westbrook or a young D. Wade with how he plays.
Shoot 2.
Free throw dropped for Mitchell.
It is still amazing to me that in 2017, Donovan Mitchell wasn't even a top 10 pick. If you had a redraft, he'd likely go top 2. Absolutely incredible.
Leonard, he's checked in for Lou Williams. And Utah with a change here, too. Conley's checked in. Both good from the line that time. Now Beverly. Passes it to Morris. Over Conley. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Beverly. Beverly's got 3 assists in the game. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th. And here is Conley. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early. And just one more will put him over the limit.
Conley against George.
Yeah, that one put him over the limit. And it's so early that if they're not careful, this could turn into a parade at the free throw line.
shooting 2.
That's good from Conley. And Conley drops them both. We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Down low, here's George, and George with the stuff.
You know, they barely needed other contributions. This lead has been built through his offense.
Conley with it. Now, here's Mitchell. Out to Conley. Mitchell outside. 5 on the clock. Over Beverly. And it's Mitchell missing. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Beverly against Conley. Now, here's Beverly. He's tightly guarded. Wide open look here for Zubac. Off target with his 3. Jazz trail by 14. Conley, the pass to Mitchell. Now, Gobert. Back to Mitchell. Pass to Conley. Takes a 3. And the 3 ball is good.
What a beautiful stroke from range. Defensively, you've got to try to take him out of his comfort zone.
And Beverly kicks to Morris. George double teamed. Here's Zubac. The shot misses. Gobert with the defensive effort. Ingles dishes to Mitchell. Conley the pass to Mitchell. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense.
One shot.
Clippers on defense. 10-point lead. Outside Conley. From deep. Offensive rebound. Off the mark. Had a chance to trim it to single digits. Leonard attacking. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
As unassuming as he looks sometimes, Kawhi Leonard finishes with authority off the dribble.
Conley the pass to Gobert. Shoots over Zubac. Misses off the left iron. Los Angeles leading by 12. Leonard. Rebounded by Donovan Mitchell. Outside Conley. Back to Mitchell. Shot from 16. It's good.
When you think pure scorer, one of the guys that comes to mind, as young as he is, Donovan Mitchell.
O'Neal against Leonard. Gobert with the block. Here's Conley. Mitchell looking it over. Back to Conley. Now the pass to O'Neal. Shot clock at 6. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
Great finish. What a setup. Terrific ball movement there.
Now Beverly. Pass to Zubac. From deep. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got rebound number 19 now. Incredible board work. And that one is good.
Gotta admire how clever Conley is. Gifted at catching the defense off guard with that soft floater.
Beverly against Mitchell. Beverly, the pass to George. Stolen by Conley. And now Utah, fast break. Here's O'Neal. And the three off target. Clippers leading by 5. And George kicks to Beverly. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Shoots from the high post. That shot is off. Good work defensively by Conley. Mitchell passes to Conley. A minute 20 left in the game. That time from Leonard. Los Angeles has gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. George double teamed. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. We'll have a jump ball. So it's the Jazz now. Here's the Jazz with the ball. They're on a 15-6 run. Mitchell outside. Back to Conley. Shot clock at 5. Fires from the wing. That one off the back iron and out.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
And an intentional foul right there. He hits the first one, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
And he adds to their lead with some very solid free throws.
And the Jazz call time here. They're behind by 7. We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the fourth. We've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Paul George.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth. Utah calls timeout. They're trailing by 7. 26 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
Attention, skaters. Please give a big round of applause for your Spirit Dance team.
26 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Conley. And the rejection by Zubac. Guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
And here's George. So the Clippers with the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where is your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time